This is Second Ezra 5:1, and it says, "Nevertheless, as come in the tokens, behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. The Akim and the Akwath that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. The brother Shawab Mawan back at you with another lesson. And as you see the title, all right, going into that topic, all right, famine of the word continues, okay, and continues to build up, all right. More laws and more information is going out on how the Hebrew Israelites are becoming a problem. Okay. You see that they're trying to bring in laws to take the men of the Lord out of the streets, which I'm gonna bring out two articles, which brother's been going into it. I meant to get to it yesterday, but I had a couple things to do. But let's go back into this verse. It says Second Ezra 5:1. It says, "Nevertheless, as come in the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number." And we're about to enter into that time. All right. The Lord is about to take 2/3 of our people, all right, back into the spirit world, man. All right. And at the same time that that's happening, it says the way of truth shall be hidden. Yeah. And as that's happening, the way of truth is going to be hidden by, Esau taking us off social media where we can't preach this word anymore, which ultimately is going to be Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah taking us and pulling us off the streets, all right, because of the destruction that's going to come upon us, all right. But going back to the point, it says the way of truth shall be hidden, all right, which the way of truth has been hidden for so long, all right, and now that it's out and now that it's spewing, all right, which it's pretty much bringing is bringing war, all right, us bringing out this truth, just like in the time of Yahweh Shai, all right, and when the apostles would bring out the word, you had uproars of people. It's the same thing that's going on in these days, man. Us bringing this word, we speaking these things into existence, and it's bringing uproars out of the people, man. It's showing those that are not true believers, all right, and they're being offended by the word, they're being scoffers, mockers, okay. So that time is coming where the way of truth is going to be hidden after it's been hidden from us so long and is now being declared and being exposed of what the truth is. All right. That truth is going to be taken away again. All right. This is why you have to understand that as long as the truth continues to keep coming out and it keeps being preached, that's showing that the Lord has the doors of mercy open onto you. But once you don't see the prophets out in the highways and hedges anymore, the doors of mercy have closed, you see? And that's what's happening in these days. Okay, you have the famine of the word, Amos 8:11. Let's grab that real quick. This is Amos 8:11. And it says, "Behold, the day shall come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai." All right. Which at the end of the day, this word is considered as that bread. Okay. Yahweh Shai said, "I am the bread of life." Okay. He considers this truth the water also. All right. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay. So, technically the Lord is not speaking about an actual famine of bread physically with food, all right, nor water, all right, but he's talking about hearing the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because that's the true bread and water in this society, all right. That's what's going to keep you stable in these last days, all right. That knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that gives you life, okay. Anything else other than Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gives you death or leads you to death. So it says, "Behold, the day shall come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro and seek the Lord of the word, Salaki, the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Okay, so they're going to be wandering from sea to sea, man, meaning they're going to be wandering for everywhere in the world. Okay, because this is going to be a global thing when they take the prophets, when the Lord takes the prophets off the highways and hedges. Okay, when these devils come like madmen sparing none, trying to look for the men of the Lord. Okay, they're going to be wandering, okay, from sea to sea, every single place globally. These people going to be looking for answers of the prophets. Okay, and they're not going to be able to find those prophets anymore. Okay, let me grab this. This is Ezekiel 7:26. It says, mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and the counsel from the ancients. You see, it's all going to perish. All right, and when it perishes, when the word perishes, and we, okay, come, let me grab this real quick, and we get taken off the highways and hedges, then you're going to know that there was a prophet among you, as the scriptures say. All right, this is Ezekiel 33, and I'll start from 29, I believe, 30. 30. It says, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. All right, and that's what you have now. You have the people, they're hearing this word. They see us on the highways and hedges. They see us on the internet. All right, they see that we're being spoken of globally and that we're being persecuted and demonized. All right, and it says, so like it says, they are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses. Yeah, they go and tell everybody else, oh, look what I seen today. I seen these, they even got pictures and videos. Oh, I seen these clowns out there preaching the word, and they telling me that this is the true word of the Lord. Okay. And it says, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so you got these people constantly speaking about what's going on, because this gospel is going to be preached through the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. All right, so everybody's talking about this truth. See, when the Lord wasn't playing when he said this gospel shall go throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come. It's going to enter into everybody that's alive on this side. This word is going to enter into your ears. Okay, whether it resonates or not, all right, it's going to be spoken onto at one point. You're going to come across it. Okay, and you're going to meet your judgment. All right, it says, let me see something real quick. Yeah, Salakia. And it says, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. All right, yeah, and it's constantly our people that come around us looking for answers. All right, because you ain't gonna have none of these damn heathens searching the Lord. Okay, they have their own gods to run to. They have their own gods to pertain to. Right. It says, as they come unto thee as the people cometh, they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. You see, and a lot of these people, they show you much love with their mouth. Oh, you're doing a good deed, brother. I appreciate you bringing the truth. All right, and I understand, but I'm gonna do my own thing. You see, they go right back into their covetous ways. They go back to the lust of the desires of their lust. You see, as fast as they heard the word, all right, is as fast as Satan comes to take the word away from them. That was, what is it, that which is sown, all right, it gets taken away from them. Okay, and it says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. All right, and that's what they look at as of. That's what they look at us as. Okay, they look at us as entertainment. That's why a lot of these people don't really understand what they're really involved with. All right, It has become a trend onto these people. Oh yeah, Kwam Yasharala, you know what I'm saying? Shalom, brother. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody that tells you Shalom, all right, or tells you YAHAWAH'S is truly of this truth, man, because a lot of these people are there for their own wicked agendas, man, for their own vain opinions. They truly don't believe, man. All right, they're just tagging along to tag along because that's what's going on. All right, but you have to understand what you're really involved with. You have to count the cost, as the scriptures say. Okay, know what you're getting involved with, so you can do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, so you can do what needs required. All right, because to whom much is given, much is going to be required, man. So the Lord is going to give you this knowledge. He's going to require you to do the work of the Lord. All right, you can't just be a hearer of the word. You have to be a doer also, as the scriptures say. Okay, and that's what these people do. They hear the words, then they look at us like a entertainment. All right, we're rocking them to sleep with what we're saying. All right, but as soon as they go leave from the scene, they go right back into their bullshit. They go back into their wickedness. All right, so they hear the words, but they do them not. All right, again, you're supposed to be not only hearers of the word, but doers of the word, because faith and works go hand in hand. Faith without works is dead being alone. Right. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall thy know that a prophet had been among them. You see, and when all these things come to pass, all right, they're gonna know that a prophet was truly among them in that moment. Okay, let's grab this. This is 1 second. Man, I forgot where it's at. Oh, I got you. Hold on. 1 second. This is 12 and 23 in Ezekiel. And it says, matter of fact, let me go to 22. And it says, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? Tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am the Lord Yahweh. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And how is he saying that word? All right, he's saying that word through his prophets, man. Okay, this is why once the Lord had enough, and he don't need to bring this word out no more, and the elect is sealed. All right, this is why we're going to be pulled off the streets, and you're going to be doomed for not, because you're not going to have no vision of what's coming. You're not going to have no inside of what's going on in society, man. You're just going to be lost in confusion, lost in the dust with the rest of these damn knuckleheads. You see? So it says, let me read that again. It says, tell them, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease. Yeah. No more, thinking that the Lord is tarrying, man. The Lord is never tarrying. The vision is yet for an appointed time, man. It's just on the Lord's time and not our time. See, our people are what? They're what's the word I'm looking for? They got no patience, man. Okay. And the scriptures tell you, woe unto them that have lost patience. And what will you do when the Lord comes to visit you? Okay, what you gonna do when you lost patience and the whole time it was the truth? All right, but because you turned back your hand, because you turned your hand back on the plow, all right, now you're gonna have to meet your judgment. Okay, now you're gonna have to be beaten with many stripes because you didn't take heed, all right, and continue in the work that you were supposed to do. Okay, so it says, tell them I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them that the days are at hand in the effect of every vision. And we tell you that by the prophets, by the way of the prophets. Brothers is bringing out work left to right now, man. There is no excuse of I ain't never hear this word, man. This word is going out throughout the four corners of the earth, just like the Lord predicted, all right, prophesied it would happen. Okay. It says, for there shall be no more any vain visions. Yeah, you're not going to have any more of them vain visions from these false prophets, all right, that don't have the truth, or even of these other camps that claim to be Hebrew Israelites but truly don't believe, all right, because they're denying the power thereof, all right. You have these camps that know the name, but they're always getting the ministry blamed, which I'm gonna show you that right now. Okay, so there's gonna be no more vain vision, all right, or flattering divinations, okay, within the house of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua, meaning what? Flattering predictions, okay. It says, for I am the Lord Yahweh, and I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass, okay. And the word that he speaks is through his prophets, and everything that the prophets are saying is going to come to pass because we're speaking into existence. It says, it shall be no more prolonged, all right. No more is it going to feel like it's tarrying, all right. That's why you see the days going like this. Days are flying. That's why as soon as we speak about something, the next day something that we just spoke about happens. All right, because no longer, all right, is the Lord gonna prolong these things, man. The Lord's gonna make these things fly just like he needs it to happen. Okay, why? Because for the elect's sake, he's gonna shorten up the days. All right, so we can get the hell up out of here already. Okay. It says, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay. It says, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. You see, and that's the mentality of our people. Oh, that ain't happening no time soon. All right, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, it might happen, but it's not gonna happen in our time. That's gonna be years from now. Nah, man, the Lord is showing you that the Lord is visiting right now. The Lord said, measure the time diligently within itself. So if you're measuring the time, you know exactly what time that we're in. Okay, you're not gonna be sitting there fucking around, man. Because if you fuck around, you're gonna end up fucking around and finding out. All right. So it says, son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. You see, therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay, none of these things are going to come back onto the Lord void. All right, so let me grab the one picture I got here. So the first one is, which we already seen. All right, you got praying in public, okay? Reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech, okay? So praying in public, reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished, okay? Which that is Canada's new C30 C-367. That's their new law, their new bill, all right? Which that was made for the true men of the Lord, okay? Because who else is the ones that's out there praying? Well, we don't pray in public, all right, because the scriptures tell you. Let's grab that real quick. You got Matthew 6 chapter, I believe it is. Matthew 6. Yeah, Matthew 6 and so hold on. No, I'm not tripping. Matthew 6. Oh, there you go. Just seen it. Where'd it go? All right. Matthew 6 and 5. And it says, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. All right. And you see that. You see these fucking fake ass you already know, these small hatters, all right, especially around where I live. I see them everywhere. They'll go right into their synagogues and they're sitting there just bopping their fucking head back and forth while they reading this shit, letting themselves be known before everybody. Okay, then you got these false prophets that'll stand out there with their little microphones on street corners, All right. Oh, well, God and Jesus said, do this, and then has sent me to do you the favor, and blah, blah, blah. See, the Lord not dealing with those, man, because true wisdom crieth without in the streets. Okay. We're not going to sit there and just tell you all this bullshit of Jesus this and Jesus that. The Lord loves this and the Lord. No, we're going to come out and bring out the word of YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi. All right. With no guile. All right. With no double-minded. All right. We're going to go out there and preach the word. All right. Without handling it deceitfully. Okay. We're going to bring it out in sincerity and in truth. All right. The true men of the Lord. All right, when it comes to them bringing out the word of the Lord, all right, they stand in a circle, which is the true church. Okay, not the church built with hands, like it tells you in Acts 7:48. Howbeit that the Most High don't dwell in temples built with hands. Okay, so you're not gonna see the true men of the Lord out there with microphones and making extra fuss and drawing attention to themselves, man. We go out there and we preach the word of the Lord, and that's it. Okay, anybody that comes to interfere, all right, that ain't nothing but Satan and demons just trying to stop the word of the Lord. Okay, shalom, brother. YAHAWAH'S barakatah. All right, so it says, and when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. You see, we're not trying to be seen of men. All right, when you go to pray, you're supposed to be in your prayer closet, man, meaning in secret. Okay, you're supposed to be in the cut. All right, we don't even have to necessarily pray somewhere in secret. All right, sometimes we're just praying in our heads, in our minds, which is the greatest prayer closet that you have, because nobody knows your thoughts other than YAHAWAH'S Yahawashi. Okay, it says that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. But when ye pray, use not vain repetitions as the heathens do, for they think that they shall be heard for their much speaking. Okay, so that's how you pray. All right, so I know they ain't talking about us. All right, when they come out and say praying in public, okay, is hate speech and to be severely punished. All right, but reading out loud from the Bible, who's the only ones that's doing that? The men of the Lord. All right, even these false ass prophets that are attempting, okay, to bring out the word of the Lord, they're reading out loud from their Bible. Okay, which I have another article, which these men of the Lord, these other camps, all right, which we have right here. You have radical Hebrew Israelites, okay, and they show you a picture of, it ain't men of GMS or men that follow that like doctrine. All right, these are definitely these other camp type brothers, man. All right, and basically what I had put on the bottom, right, it said, I said all these camp clowns that are not GMS or like doctrine have given offense that the ministry be blamed. Persecution to the real men of the Lord is coming in 2024. All right, and Lord willing, it does. All right, so we could get up out of here. Okay, we want all hell to break loose. The faster we get to it, the faster we're up out of here. Okay, so it says radical Hebrew Israelites. It says since the late 1960s, the radical Hebrew Israelites ideology splintered to form increasingly anti-Semitic, all right, anti-white, anti-LGBTQ, xenophobic, and misogynistic sect of groups who preach they and only they are the true Israelites of the Bible and perpetuate the anti-Semitic belief that so-called Jews have stolen their identity and birthright. Okay, and we're going to continue to preach, all right, which this whole anti-Semitic bullshit, all right, again, you know, it's funny that they keep using that term, all right, but at the end of the day, hey, you want to be Semitic, you could be your Semitic, like Apostle Tahar said. You want to be Semitic, you could be Semitic. We Shemitic at the end of the day. All right, we represent Shem. Okay, so you know we're not worried about what the hell these devils is trying to pinpoint on us. Okay, and if you really want to be technical, okay, how can we be Semitic, all right, anti-Semitic when we Semitic ourselves at the end of the day? All right, but it says that they're against the anti-white, all right, because it's not we're not anti-white as in the color, okay? No, we're telling you who the so-called white man is, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, which is Esau, Edom, okay? So again, it doesn't go down to your color, because you could go to Ephraim, Puerto Rico, all right, and you'll see the whitest blonde hair, blue eyes, and he is straight Puerto Rican, straight pure blood. Okay, so it ain't so much necessarily of your skin color. All right, it's all about the spirit. All right, and we can tell through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah what type of spirits these people have on them and where they descend from, just by their actions, what they say, how they act when we bring out the word. Okay, but it says anti-white, okay, anti, you already know, rainbow color, okay, which we are. We are fucking against every single one of you. We don't give a fuck about any of you, okay? We already said it millions of times, all right? You're faggots, all right? And faggots in this side, effeminate men and lesbians and all that shit, or any type of that world, okay, of strange flesh, all right? You're going to be fucking eradicated off the fucking earth. It's that simple, all right? It's not about us bringing hate or anything. You're wicked. Okay, it's that simple. The Lord hates wickedness. So if we are of the Lord, we're going to hate the wickedness that happens around us at all times. Okay, xenophobic. Okay, which I don't know, xenophobic. Let me see what the hell that shit is. Never heard of that in my life. I think of that. Let me see. Definition of xenophobic. Having or showing.
Xenophobic. Having or showing a dislike of or prejudice against people from other countries.
Look at that. All right. Well, the Lord, all right, said that that all these other countries are but unto spittle. Okay. So if the Lord feels like that about all these other countries, okay, how do you think we feel at the end of the day? And you see, to show you how the Lord shows that his people are true people of compassion, okay, we're supposed to be what? We're supposed to push ourselves to be as best possible around even our enemies. Okay, we're supposed to show character to the rest of these nations, all right, and show them how we're supposed to be maneuvering in this society. All right, but let me grab that. Oh, my bad. Damn, I lost my train of thought. So like, come on. Ah, man, I lost that too. Ain't nothing but Satan. All right, I got it. My bad. The water, y'all about shooting me out shot. This is Second Ezra's 7. And my bad. Come on. Second Ezra 6:56, and it says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. It says, and now, O Lord, behold these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing. You see, they are reputed as nothing unto the Lord, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. All right, the other one I believe is in Isaiah. I think that's in Isaiah 41. That's yeah, 40. This is Isaiah 40:15, and it says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. You see? And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. Okay. So of course we're gonna come out and bring the word the way the word is supposed to be preached. Okay. So when they come and tell you that we're xenophobic, okay, is because hey, these nations ain't shit when it comes to us. All right, we are the Lord's chosen people, man. The Lord has chosen us to be a peculiar people above all the other nations of the earth, man. Okay. But again, we're gonna walk in a certain manner, okay, and be at peace even with our enemies. All right, it says misogynistic, okay, going into what these women always talking about we're against women and all that. No, we're not. All right, we love women. We love that box, okay, but we hate the way you wicked ass women continue to move in the society. Y'all just plain straight fucking wicked, okay. You make the scriptures speak more and more every day by your actions. And when the Lord said that the woman is wicked, all right, there is a reason for it, because you women is wicked as hell. All right. So it's not that we hate our women. Okay. It's that we hate the wickedness that our women do. All right. And our people are the type that when you correct them on their wickedness, they get offended by it. They don't want to hear that. None of them want to be corrected because they want to continue to do the wickedness that they're doing. All right. And get away with it. They want you to justify their wickedness, but justifying their wickedness is an abomination unto YAHAWAH'S, and they know that. Shalom, brother. YAHAWAH'S, Barakatah. Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Okay, you see? So of course we're gonna look at the other nations is some other type way, especially now as being in this truth, because now we know who we truly are. Okay. So we're all like Ezra's, man. We're all like, damn, if this is created for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with this place? Okay, we wanna go to where everything is ours. Okay, we want to go back to being that pristine state of ruling over all these other nations and not having these nations rule over us. Okay, right now we are the tail and these other nations are the head. We're supposed to be the head and not the tail. Okay, this is why our people are following after the heathens and following everything they're doing, because they're the tail. Okay, when an animal, all right, when you see an animal and you see him from his head to his tail, all right, you don't see his tail walking in front of him, right? No, you see the head walking in front of the tail, because the head is what leads the body to the rest of the way. Okay, so by all these other nations being the head of our people, okay, this is why our people are following them. Our people are followers right now, man. Our people are not leaders. The only ones that are leaders are the men of the Lord and the true believers, the men, women, and children that are believing. All right. So we'll go back into this radical Hebrew Israelites, right? It says since the late 1960s, that's actually a pretty good name though. A word. Since the late 1960s, the radical Hebrew Israelites ideology splintered to form increasingly anti-Semitic, anti-white, anti-rainbow, xenophobic, and misogynistic sect of groups who preach they and only they are the true Israelites of the Bible. And that's right. That's it. We are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. There is plenty, all right, of history, plenty of scriptures to back all that up. All right. And no matter what you do, okay, it's all coming to the light of who we truly are, and it's coming to the light of who these other heathen nations are, according to the Bible. And you can't change that. You can't. All right. So it says, and only they are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, and perpetuate the anti-Semitic belief that so-called Jews have stolen their identity and birthright. Okay, yeah, you so-called white people that descend back to Esau, every single one of you have taken our culture and you have taken everybody else's culture, because that's what you are. You have no culture. You are a wanderer and a vagabond, a fugitive and a vagabond. All right, a fugitive, someone that has that constantly runs from his persecution. Okay, and a vagabond is someone that has no home. Okay, yeah, has no culture. All right, so we definitely claim that you have stole our identity, and it's not even claiming, it's straight facts. All right, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai told us in the scriptures that we will be discontinued from our heritage. Okay, and how will we able to be discontinued from our heritage? By falling into the hands of our enemies. Okay, and then them teaching us our ways. Okay, and feeding us witchcraft and sorceries to take us farther and farther away from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and the main thing that they fed us was what? Philosophies, and all these other gods. Okay, science. All right, all these things have driven us away from our Lord farther and farther. Right, and it says that they have stolen their identity and birthright. Okay, the birthright is ours. Okay, so at the end of the day, how the hell are you saying that we stole the birthright? Okay, the birthright was ours from the beginning. All right, the Lord set it up for you to give up your own birthright. So how are we stealing the birthright? Is in effect to this day. No matter what you do, all right, the birthright comes back to us. All right. It says, disclaimer, it says SPLC uses the term radical Hebrew Israelite to differ the refer I can't even say the fucking word. That shit pissing me off. Hold on. And I can't even go into it. Salakia. The differentiate. I can't even get it out. Salakia. Y'all get the point though. It says from the greater Hebrew Israelite faith, Hebrew Israelites should not be confused with black Jews or Jewish individuals of color. SPLC no longer refers to these groups as solely black Hebrew Israelites, as there are Latin and indigenous members of these groups, and there are non-radical sects of the Hebrew Israelite faith who identify as black Hebrew Israelites. All right. And the reason, society pretty much pushes out that black Hebrew Israelite, all right, because, first of all, black goes into you being wicked as hell. All right. The opposite of light, destitute from light. All right. The opposite of holy. Okay. Not only that, all right, they try to attack the Judite man so much because of Yahushua being that top tribe. All right. And this is why, all right, we are all we have all been oppressed together. All right, and we all have been oppressed basically in somewhat like manner of equally. All right, but the Judite, all right, the Southern Kingdom has been hit hard, man. All right, because of Yahushua being our top tribe. All right, being the top, the top tribe, which is the Judites. Okay, so they'll put, if you notice, they'll always put something on when it comes to the Israelites. It's always black, black, black. Okay, and then comes the Latinos and all that, the Browns and all that. All right, but they'll always try to go after the black Hebrew Israelites first. Okay, so-called black. It says the continued struggle of black, indigenous, and people of color. It says the continued struggle of black, indigenous, people of color, BIPOC, in America can find clear similarities in the narrative of Judaism, particularly to the book of Exodus. Persecution, displacement, and enslavement mirror the BIPOC experience in many ways, both historically and systematic. Here in America, for most of the Hebrew Israelite community, the similarity is a source of empowerment and not a cause for condemnation. It says, for radical Hebrew Israelite groups, however, the similarities are used as the foundation for their anti-Semitic beliefs. Radical Hebrew Israelites appropriate biblical Jewish heritage to claim an exclusive identity as the true chosen people of Yahweh, all right, of God, and decry Jews as the imposters and thieves. All right, and we know that these devils have taken our land, all right, and claimed to and taken our heritage and claimed that it's theirs. Matter of fact, let me grab this. Let's just get the shit out of me. This is 1 second. Let me find it. This is Ezekiel 36 and 36 and 1. It says, also thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Yeah, because they had taken our land. Okay. And if they take our land, eventually they're going to end up taking what? They're going to take, they're going to take our heritage too. Okay. They got to get, if they trying to get rid of all of that, right? All the evidence of who you are, they're going to take everything away. It says, therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are in infamy of the people. It says, hold on, it says, therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, you see, against you damn so-called white people. Okay. And it says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. You see? That was the point. All right. Let me grab this. This is Jeremiah. This is 17 and 4, and it says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, showing you that we were going to be discontinued from our heritage. All right, showing you that Esau goes to everybody and oppresses every man, even their heritage. All right, this is Micah 2 and 1. And it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Yeah, going with what the brother got here, Job 9 and 24. For the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, and that's when they ended up what? Laying the book down. All right, First Maccabees 3 and 48, and they laid open the book of the law, which is the Bible, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Okay, showing you Tinder rock star Jesus is your savior. Okay, well, we know that's not what our Lord looks like. So back to 2 and 1 in Micah, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, in the houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. You see? And that's what Esau is known to do. All right. So going back to this this little article, it says these groups seek a divine form of dominance rather than equity. All right, yeah. All right, and we're not bringing equality to this fucking place, man. We're not equal. We are not the same. All right. You are counted as spittle. You are counted as nothing. All right. We are counted as the Lord's people. All right. And the Lord is only coming to save Israel, his elect. Okay. So it says, by declaring superiority over all other nations, all right, which is, again, you cannot make this up. If the Lord said one thing, the Lord is not going to switch it up later. Okay, the Lord changed not. So it says biblical term from other races and ethnicities. There you go. Couldn't get it out. And these fucking words, man, I tell you, I always had that problem. Salakia, though, brothers and sisters. And strict adherence to biblical literalism to legitimize their ideology. They spread their beliefs through street preaching, often verbally harassing, here goes these words, harassing, provoking, and shaming any non-Israelite and those of their own community who don't follow their beliefs. Okay, we don't harass nobody. Okay, we understand that this word, you can only get this word if YAHAWAH'S allows it, if it's his will. Okay, only you can be converted through the Lord. So we're not going to harass anybody. Okay. Now, what we do harass you about is telling your ass to repent or your ass is going to die out here. That's just simple math. That's not harassing. That's showing true love. Okay. Scripture says open rebuke is better than secret love. How do we show that open rebuke? By going out there and letting Israel know their transgressions. How would you ever know what the hell you've been doing wrong if you don't have people telling you what it is that you're doing wrong? All right. And because our people some straight niggas and don't want to read the Bible, okay, and don't want to read, that's why they say if you want to hide something from a nigga, you put it in a book. Our people don't want to read, so we got to read it to you. You see, it's like a Mother Goose rhyme. It's like we got to read you a bedtime story for you to hear it. Okay, so that's why we go out there on them highways and hedges, and we don't harass our people to turn to the Lord, because again, we know that's only of the Lord. But we're gonna harass you, telling you the wickedness that you've been doing. Okay, it says provoking and shaming any non-Israelite. Now, we don't do that. Okay, we're gonna tell you on the camera. See how I'm speaking to this camera right here, and I'm speaking to those that are listeners. That's who we're telling, okay, the truth to. All right, we're not provoking or shaming anybody that's not that's not an Israelite. That's not an Israelite. But we're gonna still tell you what your judgment is. We're gonna tell you how the Lord feel about you. Okay, we're not gonna hide and sugarcoat it, man. We're not about to sit here like these fucking false prophets that'll sit there and be like, oh yeah, God loves everybody and the heathens can be saved too. No, then that means you're going off. Then that means you really truly don't believe in YAHAWAH'S. Okay. When it comes to this word, man, you gotta be on point with this word. There's nothing to be fucking around with this word, trying to come out with your own vain opinion, man. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Let's grab that real quick. Sirach 3:23. And it says, be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. You see, this is why we're in a different level of understanding with these people. This is why wisdom is too high for a fool. All right, because we are men of understanding. All right, so things have been showed on to us that have never been showed on to the rest of the world. So we perceive and we view the world in a whole different perspective. Okay, according to YAHAWAH'S perspective, not the ways of this world. See, these people want us to think like the people of this fucking world. All right, just like the scriptures say. Let me grab that real quick. In Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. All right, we're contrary to everything that they do, and they tell you this right here. This is the wicked. It says 2:10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Here's the point. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. You see, we're totally against everything in this society, and that's why they don't like it. If you were of the world will love his own. The world will give you a pat in the fucking back. All right, they might offer you $1 trillion fucking dollars. You see, because you're doing the wickedness of this world and you're helping to push that agenda. But when you're contrary to everything and you following the ways of the Lord, you're going to be hated by all men for YAHAWAH'S sake. Okay? So now let's go back to this. It says they spread their beliefs through street preaching, often verbally harassing, provoking, and shaming any non-Israelite or those of their own community who don't follow their beliefs. That's right. Okay, is that not what YAHAWAH was doing? See, this is how you know they really hated YAHAWAH's righteousness when he was on the earth. Because these people love doing their wickedness and they want to continue in that shit, man. They want to marinate in that shit all day long. Okay, and this is why allowing them to marinate in that shit, this is why everything has been flipped upside down. And that's why these people think that wickedness is normal. And that's why when you do righteously now, they are in that mode of considering you fucking evil. Who the hell is this guy talking this shit? This is out of this world. We've never heard anybody speak so righteously. You know, this is why we got to get the fuck up out of here, bro. Okay. So it says this. This can be harmful to the rainbow plus people of color within their communities, especially black lesbian. See, here it goes. They'll always put that black in there. Okay, especially black. You already know the word. All right, GAY. All right, bisexuals and these transformer individuals. All right, radical Hebrew Israelites have a definite abhorrence of relationships between Israelites and Caucasians people as they relate them to the devil. And that's right. Okay, you're not going to change that. You're always, the Lord said you are of the wicked. Okay, you going back to straight Cain. Okay, going back to straight Esau. Everything they've always did was just wickedness. Okay, you were that red horse. Okay, because that's what Esau goes back into. Edom goes back into red. All right, you are that red horse that came to take peace from the earth. You came to destroy the earth. Who else is fucking destroying it? Who else is at the top of all this fucking who's at the forefront of all this shit, of all this destruction and taking away of peace? Esau, man. Esau is constantly in some type of war. All right, he's always trying to bring some type of death to our people and to all these other nations that ain't of his people. And he'll bring it to his own people, showing you that he's not a keeper at home, as the scriptures say. Okay. As a matter of fact, the scriptures say, how's it go? He that is evil to himself, KJV. To who should he be good?
According to Bible.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 14:5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. You see? That's how Esau is. And Esau, all right, is straight evil to himself. The fact that you gave up your birthright for some raw ass meat, that was you being evil to yourself. Wicked as hell. And now you want to get mad, all right, because your rulership and time is done. Now you're doing what Esau normally did. What did Esau do when he wasn't given a blessing? He was crying like a little baby. That's what he's doing now. Esau's still crying about it. That's why he hides. He's always hiding because he's always crying about some shit in the cut. And that's why he comes down on our people with great wrath. Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah, the brother Rayab. All right. So going back, it says, not only does this ideology further marginalize members of their communities, but it also parallels toxic power structures. It says these anti-Semitic beliefs influence the mainstream as well. In 2020 episode, and this is why they're gonna take down the social media, man. This is why they're gonna hit this place with a cyber attack, man. All right, because they really want to get rid of, you know, one is because that cyber attack, all right, is gonna lead to a lot of destruction. All right, that they're gonna knock out so many birds with one stone on that. Okay, but it's also to truthfully take the internet out because of the word that's being exposed, man. All right, the truth that's being exposed worldwide. All right, imagine in the time with all hell breaking loose and we're still out there bringing out the word, man. These people, we're going to open up even more eyes to shit. All right, but the fact is that not everybody's going to be saved, man. That's why you have to get the word now. It says, in 2020 episode of actor and comedian podcast Cannon's Class, Cannon and his guest Professor Griff theorized that black people are the true Semitic people. Cannon claimed they Jews have taken our birthright. Neither Cannon or Griff are known to be members of any RHI group. This idea is at the core of the radical Hebrew Israelites' beliefs. Okay, and you don't have to be. All right, you don't have to be part of any of these groups because this word is going out throughout the four corners of the earth. This word is going out regardless. How you think they're able to speak? How you think Cannon was able to speak about who the true Hebrew Israelites were? Because they hear the word from the true men of the Lord. Okay, you hear anybody speaking about this word, all right, it came from the true men of the Lord. All right, so it says a shared view among the groups is their claim that Jews are actively working to steal the identity of the Hebrew Israelites by any means necessary. And that's pretty much what I ended, because I had posted it on Instagram, but I ain't take 1,000 screenshots. I only took like 6 of them. But let me grab this real quick. I think I have one article, and then I'm gonna grab this. I want to jump into real quick the first chapter of the Maccabees, since the brother posted it up. The Maccabees verse, it reminded me of the Maccabees, the first chapter. All right, which that's what's going to happen to our people, man. Same thing that was happening in those times. All right, is the same thing that's going to happen here. Remember, there's no new thing under the sun. All right, this is I'm not gonna go into the whole thing, but it says Facebook, Instagram messengers, and threads down in widespread outage. Okay, going into basically they want to knock off the social media. Okay, that's one of the main things they want to knock off because they tired of the social media exposing their ass. See, Esau mad as hell that he created the internet. Okay, at first he was happy as hell because he was brainwashing the shit out of everybody, but the Lord put the spirit on him to do that just so he can bring them down through the internet. Okay, because that's how the word was going to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. How else are you able to get this word out throughout the four corners of the earth? It has to go by the way of the internet. Okay, through the unicorn. All right, this is what was it? It says this is in Civic Info C3 C-367. Reading aloud from the Bible is hate speech to be severely punished. All right, I'll read a little bit of it. It says hair thinning legislations introduced in Canada. Critics compare Amendment C-367 to the laws of the communist China. Okay, which yeah, they doing that shit out there in China too. They burning books out there. They're burning Bibles and everything. You getting locked up for preaching the word. It says some organs of the so-called progressive press try to ridicule or present the fact of persecution of Christians in the West as non-existent. Most recently, they served up the statement of State Secretary Michalos Soltis, who spoke of dismissals and prisons for those who profess Christianity. Okay, and we know that, you know, some of us are going to have to be locked up, okay, for this truth as a testimony. All right, but we're not going to have that mind of fear. All right, we're going to have a sound mind, as the Lord said. He didn't give us the spirit of fear. All right, this is Revelations 2:10, and it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, okay, who's going to be the devil? All right, Esau being the devil, shall cast some of you into prison. All right, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown unto life. You see? So some of us are going to be thrown into prison for YAHAWAH'S sake, man. All right, but we're we are to endure that. All right, even if it means death, we're gonna strive for the truth all the way until death. Okay. Uh, understand that some of these devils are gonna put their hands on us, man. Let me grab this real quick. This is Luke 21 and 12. Let's see. Yeah, 12. And it says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer, for I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Okay. And that time is going to come. All right. The Lord is going to put the spirit on us to say what we got to say to these devils in that time. All right. Even if if it means death for us. Okay. That's going to be a righteous death. All right. That's an automatic crown waiting for you. All right. So let me see what else it says. It says, of course, the persecution of Christians in the West cannot be compared to the rest of the world, where Open Doors reports that almost 5,000 people have been killed for their Christian faith, mainly in Africa, and a total of 365 million people have been persecuted for the same reason. Okay, which, you know, you got a lot of people that'll be like, because you'll be hearing about these false prophets being put down too, and a lot of these people that, you know, believe in Christianity and believe in Jesus, they go down, and you got people that'll be like, oh, you see those, they must have the truth because they're being killed. No, they don't. No, they don't. All right, because hey, these devils got to kill others too. All right, to make it look good. They can't just go after the men of the Lord, because if they just go after the men of the Lord, they're gonna know that we are the ones that hold the truth. All right, so they get these people right now. They just dealing with anybody that has a Bible. All right, because they don't want you to attempt to grow a brain in the society. You see, they don't want you to get curious to what's the truth. Okay, so pretty much anybody that's caught with a Bible, all right, is gonna feel the wrath. Okay, but continuing on, it says, no, the persecution of the Christians in the West is rather a product of the restriction of the freedom of religion and speech, of the basic ideals on which liberal democracies were once built. In many ways, Canada is an example, sometimes even a pioneer of this trend. Just a few flavors. In 2013, the Canadian Supreme Court classified the Bible-based criticism of homosexuality as a hate crime in connection with an otherwise really homophobic uh, Lafayette, one of those. It says in 2017, a law was passed here in Ontario that allows children to be separated from their families in the same way they refuse to accept and encourage their child's rights related to their rainbow identity. It's a fucking bug. In 2021, a divorced dad. Uh, let me see if they saying anything. All right. In 2021, a divorced dad, Robert Hoogland, was jailed here after calling his biological female minor child his daughter, despite a court order. In 2022, we returned to the Christian aspect of things, as it was also banned, citing so-called conversion therapies for anyone to give advice promoting a family model based on Christian teachings, or which reinforces the idea that human beings are created entirely male or female from birth. All right, which is true. That's how the Lord created man and female. That's it. He didn't create man to be with man and female to be with female. All right, it's man with female. That's the proper order. It says, and we have just arrived at the end of November last year when the infamous bill C-367 of individual representative Yves Francios Blanchett passed the first reading in the lower house of the Canadian legislature. legislation. Yeah. I don't know how to say that word. Legislation. I guess that would be. That's not how you say it. I know that's not how you say it. Moving on. It says in this regard, the conservative lobby organization Companion Life Coalition recently launched a campaign urging everyone to call their district representatives and reject the proposal. The conservative news site Lifestyle News directly compared to the proposal to anti-religious Chinese communist legislation. That's legislation. The other one is, I don't know what the fuck that is. But let me see what else you got. I ain't gonna read this. This is a long as uh by the way, in Western Europe and especially in the United Kingdom, there are already plenty of examples of what it looks like to carry out a hate crime by reading the Bible. All right, it's because the point of this was see how everything happened internationally first. They started attacking everything internationally with the Bible. All right, and now it's right at your doorstep in America, right at your doorstep right here in Canada. Canada's right next to us. Canada's pretty much part of the United States. So that shit's just going to trickle down right into the states. Okay, and eventually you're going to hear it in every state that it's going to be a Bible ban. All right, which I did a movie production about that, like I think it was last year. All right, but I ain't gonna continue to read. That's a long one. Let me grab First Maccabees, the first chapter, and I'll end it off on that. Read a little bit of that. All right, so the point I really wanted is from 43 down. But I'm gonna read a little bit up. I kind of like kind of go through this chapter real fast. Going into First Maccabees, the first chapter talks about Alexander the Macedonian, all right, which they would call in the history books Alexander the Great. Talks about how he ruled for 12 years. All right, when he came into power, you had evils that were multiplied upon the earth. Okay, greatly multiplied. Once he died, he had his 4 sons. Okay, that put crowns on their heads. Okay, and out of there you had Antiochus Epiphanes, that wicked root. All right. Then it goes into how basically they were taking our people and making them go into the customs of the heathen. All right, which I kind of read from there and I kind of go down from there. So it says 13, it says, then certain of the people, 11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. All right, just like in these days, you got a lot of these wicked men of Israel, all right, that are trying to persuade many. Okay, within these false prophets trying to take on the ways of the heathen. You got people like YAHAWAH'S, okay, trying to get people to call on the name of Christ. All right, those are all Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. All right, that's what, like I said, you got people like YAHAWAH'S, Nathaniel, that's trying to make you make a covenant with the heathen, which is Jesus. Okay, calling in that name. Okay, along with all these other false prophets that claim to have the truth, but they really spewing madness. All right, they're handling the word deceitfully. Okay, it says let us and go make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. All right, and it's funny because when I think about that, that's how it's going to be in the time when all hell breaks loose. Okay, this is why you're going to go to your enemy and your oppressor for the one of all things. All right, because you're gonna miss the benefits that you were getting on this side. All right, all the wicked benefits from this side. All right, so it says, since we have left them, all right, it says, since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Okay, and a lot of people, that's why people depart from the ways of the heathen, the ways of the society. They get into this truth. All right, but Satan will sift their ass way right back to where they were, make them return to their vomit. Why? Because they start feeling the sorrow. Okay, they start feeling bad. They start missing. They feel like they're missing out on this society somehow. All right, so they go back to that world, right? And it says, so this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people, were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. All right, and that's what you had. You had our people that were pretty much given the license to our people to walk after the ordinances of the heathen. It says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen. All right, and that's where we get the gym today. All right, that word gym goes into gymnos, all right, which goes into naked. Okay, back in those days, they had they used to watch. You will have the Greeks will sit there and watch the Israelites while they're working out, and they will make them work out butt ass naked on some straight fucking fruity shit. All right, and you see that today in these gyms. You pretty much see these people half naked working in the gym. All right, as a matter of fact, you'll see the. I remember when I would go to the gym, you would go to the locker room, you'll see all the fucking Edomites straight butt ass naked getting dressed in front of all the men, shit hanging and everything. You won't see our people doing that shit. You won't see none of our people, none of the Judites, none of the northern kingdom. Okay, you will see none of them people dressed up like that. I mean, walking around like that. They will have a towel that will cover themselves, but you will see the so-called white man, all right, which will go back to them being Esau anyway. They will have their straight shit hanging out, looking nasty as hell. And then the thing is, you don't even know what you're walking into, because when you're walking in from the outside into the room, all right, to the bathroom and the locker rooms, you turn around the corner and then just boom, they're right there in front of your face. So you're just like, oh shit, what the fuck? But it's all spiritual, right? And it says, it made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. All right, which following after the customs of the heathen, you had people that were actually, not circumcising themselves anymore. Okay, they pretty much took that away. Okay, and also, when you're uncircumcised, is you not having this truth. All right, walking in wickedness, you're uncircumcised. All right, spiritually. So it says, if forsook the holy covenant and joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief. Okay, just like today, we're pretty much sold into mischief every fucking day. It says, now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have dominion of 2 realms. Wherefore, and it's funny because that's how Esau is. Esau wants a rulership of all realms. He wants to rule everything worldwide, which that's what he was meant to do. He was given the fatness of the earth, and he was given the blessing of the sword. Right? And it says, Salakia. It says, wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen, and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He had returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, or Salaki of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. All right, so they took everything away from us. Okay, it's same thing that Esau be trying to do today. All right, well, here it is. We're trying to build, all right, this spiritual temple. He trying to break it down. He trying to take everything, he trying to take everything that we have that helps us in our favor. He's trying to take it away and take it down. Right. It says he also took the silver and gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, Salakia, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Okay, same thing today, right? It says, every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she sat in the marriage chamber, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion. Okay, and hey, this is America, Babylon the Great, a place of great confusion. Right? It says, and after 2 years fully expired, the king set his chief collector of tribute onto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. All right, just like Esau does today. He'll speak these peaceable words, all right, but everything is a lie. All right, the wicked is estranged from the womb. Soon as they be born, they come out speaking lies. All right, scriptures tell you not to trust thine enemy. All right, it talks about how the where how does it go? They had swords drawn. Can't believe I forgot it. It's in the tip of my tongue. War was in his heart. This is, come on, bro. Yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't get it out. This is Psalms 55:21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, so you can never trust this enemy, man. When this enemy speaks, you better believe the first thing you should think of, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. All right, and if he does speak some truth, all right, you will realize, because it's not in his nature to speak the truth. So it's gonna sound a little funny. All right. It says, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. All right, and that's the same thing that Esau is doing today. All right, with these whorehouses. All right, these harlot houses that he got out here on every corner, all these different philosophies, all these different gods. All right, it's the same thing that's being done right here. Okay, they stored it up with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel. Okay, everything around us is vain. Everything around us is waiting for us to go against the word of YAHAWAH'S. Right? It says, thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. Okay, which in these last days, all right, especially when it comes to the persecution of the men of the Lord, all right, there are going to be men that are going to die of innocent blood. Okay, it says, and so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. Okay, and it's the same thing that our people are going through today, because of the wickedness of our forefathers. All right, of our fathers. Okay, pretty much our children are born into all the wickedness around us, all these different idols, all these different things that defile the sanctuary. All right, all these different things that are contrary to the doing of YAHAWAH'S. Right, and it says, her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. Okay, and Esau, the god of this world, has blinded the masses, all right, to not be able to receive the truth of YAHAWAH'S. Okay, and that's why they're lost in confusion, and they're given on to all these different feasts that are not of the Lord. That's why our people profane the Sabbath. They profane the name of the Lord. It says, as had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased. Okay, and that's what's happening with our people. Our dishonor, all right, through the way of the 2/3 all right, is being increased more and more. Dishonor. Okay, we're not looking like that honorable plant. Only the elect is going to be that honorable plant unto the Lord. Okay, but the rest of these people that are of our people, they're not being honorable unto the Lord. So it says, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Okay, no more are we in excellency. We are in straight mourning. That's why you're supposed to be in the house of mourning, because we were so damn wicked that there ain't no time for us to be trying to be in the house of mirth or trying to celebrate. What the hell are we celebrating for? Okay, we were put on this earth to suffer. All right, we were put in this earth and we were called in this truth to repent for the wickedness that we had did. So the Lord is showing grace upon us, all right, to return back to him. It says, we're almost done, because there's a main point I wanted. It's just that I want to read the whole chapter, because the whole chapter is juicy and is pretty much what we're going through today. All right, so it says, hold on, I lost my place. Okay, it says, her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all people be one people. All right, this is where I really want to start getting into. All right, so it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Okay, just like they're going to do today in these times. All right, they want to make this a new world, one world government. All right, pretty much going back to the time of Nimrod. All right, Tower of Babel. All right, when everything was in one speech. Okay, everything was all in one. All right, you got these devils trying to bring that same agenda. All right, but a wicked agenda of bringing us all to be one, bringing all these different religions and all these different philosophies into one. All right, it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his people, his whole kingdom, that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. All right, that, you see, that's them Xing out the way of the Lord. Okay, it says, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. Just like today, these 2/3 consent to the ways of this world. Okay, they love the religion of this world. They love being one with this world. Okay, it says many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols. You see, our people worshiping all these different philosophies and all these different gods, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. Okay, our people's following the strange laws of the land today, and they think that the shit is normal. They're helping the agenda to normalize it. It says, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the law, the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. Okay, and they did that by feeding you all these fucking Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving. All right, all these different festivals are not of the Lord, man. We have high holy days according to the Bible. Okay, and the only ones that are going to be trying to keep those to the best of their ability are going to be those that truly believe in the Lord. All right, it says, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people. It says, set up. All right, let me read it again. It says, yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols, profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land and forbid burnt offerings, sacrifice, drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars, groves, and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. Okay, same thing that's today. Our people are constantly sacrificing onto swine's flesh. Okay, both kingdoms, mostly Northern Kingdom. Northern Kingdom love them some fucking pork. Okay, they'll pretty much do anything for pork. They pretty much worship pork. All right. And it says an unclean beast. Yeah, all these other different you got the seafood that our people are constantly eating. All right. The crab, the lobster, the shrimp, all right, the squid, all of that is unclean beast. Okay, along with the shit that Moab be eating. Spiders and fucking lizards, whatever the hell they be eating. Them motherfuckers are some weirdos when it comes to eating, bro. It says, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised. Okay, going back to in that time, all right, that's what the customs were, man. Our people stopped. You're supposed to circumcise your children, all right, at the boys at 8 years old. I mean, 8 days, Salakia, 8 days. But our people stopped doing that. Okay. And you have a lot of our people that walk around in these days uncircumcised, right? And it says, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. Profanation, yeah. So everything around us is profane and unclean. It says, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Our people fell away, lost their heritage, and they forgot about their law, statutes, and commandments and the old paths, man, that the Lord had given us. That's why we're supposed to go back to the old paths, as the scriptures say. Let me grab that real quick. This is Jeremiah 6:16. And it says, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. You see, and this is why our people have no rest. Okay, they have no rest because they're not walking in the ways of old. That's why our people are constantly just stressing themselves out, trying to be something they're not, trying to make themselves something in this society. Okay, but the Lord told you there's no rest here. All right, this is not our rest. This place will pollute you, destroy you with a sword destruction. Right. So let me go back. Almost finished. It says, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever, this is the point that I really wanted right here, coming up. Right. It says, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. In the self same manner wrote he to his whole kingdom and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for succor. Now this is the point. Again, now the 15th day of the month Keslev, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side, and burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law, the Bible, which they found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any book of the testament, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Okay, you see, and that's what's going to happen in these times. This is why that persecution, that great persecution, is coming upon our people, because we are bringing out that truth and exposing these devils. All right, so the time is going to come where they knock out internet. All right, they're giving you these unrighteous decrees. Okay, draconian laws. Something as simple as if you're reading the Bible is considered a hate speech, all right, and worthy of punishment. What type of punishment we talking about? For me just bringing out the truth and bringing out words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You see? But eventually we know that that's going to be, the punishment is going to be death. Because if you don't consent to the ways of this society, the new world order that they're pushing, then they're not gonna have a need for you in this society. They don't want you here. Okay, it's already bad enough that you're an Israelite and they don't give a fuck about you. All right, and they want to fucking eradicate the shit out of all Israelites. So this could be a straight white man's world like it is now. Okay. So what makes you think that when the time comes of the persecution, that they ain't gonna be doing the same, burning Bibles and killing men of the Lord? All right. That's why it speaks about how America had the blood of the saints, man. Men were beheaded, all right, for this truth, for not taking the Rice Krispie treat. All right, but mainly he's going to be dying for this truth because we truly believe that this was the word of the Lord. All right, and some of us have to have that lot where we are martyrs, okay, for whatever reason it is. Okay, but it's a crown of life. But it says, and when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they had found, they burnt them with fire, and whosoever was found with any the book of the testament or any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, every month, to as many as were found in the cities. You see? Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of Yahweh, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. And they hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. You see, look at the wickedness of our of these heathens, okay? And they still got a lot to pay for. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died. And there was a great wrath upon Israel, a very great wrath upon Israel. And that's that great wrath that's about to come upon Israel in these last days. Okay, going into that Jacob's trouble. Okay, here it is. Those that are just straight wicked. Okay, they just gonna die in straight Jacob's trouble by the way of famine. All right, the way of missiles. Okay, by the sword. All right, but the elect, those that truly believe, okay, we're going to be tested in this truth in the hour of temptation. All right, some of us are going to have to die. Okay, just like we're reading here, men were being put to death for keeping the commandments and reading out the Bible. Okay, but even if that has to happen, all right, the Lord gave us, let me grab this, spirit of fear. I mean, he didn't give us the spirit of fear. Okay, this is 2 Timothy 1:7. And it says, for Yahweh has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. All right, be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of Yahweh. Okay, and taking whatever comes your way, all right, is you taking in those afflictions. All right, remember, we were made to suffer on this side. All right, but because this ain't our rest, you might as well suffer. All right, because nothing is worthy to be compared to the reward that we're going to receive on this side at the end of the day. All right, beautiful. This is and he Revelations 2:26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I receive of my Father. You see, the men of the Lord gonna have that spiritual power when that time comes. Okay, this is Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Okay, beautiful. The water for those scriptures, brother. But that's pretty much the point. All right. No new thing under the sun. These same things that were, written aforetime is written for your learning. All right, because these things are going to come upon us, so we have to be prepared for these things. And if they do, you keep the faith all the way unto the end. Trust the process that the Lord has given you. All right, and you shall be rewarded at the end. All right, he that endured to the end shall be saved. So Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Haloyim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai, all the way to the end. The water for the precepts, the water brothers for tuning in, and the sisters that was tuning in, the water, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, Shalom.